Joining me now is Sky News contributor Prue MacSween. Prue, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. We've got a lot to get through today, but I want to start with this because Peter Dutton has declared that he would be the better Prime Minister to deal with US President Donald Trump amid a worldwide political revolution as voters decide they have had enough of the woke agenda. Hallelujah. In an interview with Sharry Markson here on Sky News, the Liberal leader has predicted that political correctness isn't cutting it anymore when people can't afford to pay their bills and mortgage.
This is turning, and I think there is going to be a near revolution that comes with the Trump administration in relation to a lot of the woke issues that might be fashionable in universities and at the ABC, but that just aren't cutting it around kitchen tables at the moment where people can't pay their bills under the Albanese cost of living crisis.
Well, I just think he's absolutely spot on here, Prue. The world is moving forward and Australia has to follow suit. Is he right?
100%. You know, Trump really is an influencer. We talk about influencers having, some sort of impact on society, but this guy is going to really do that. Do you know, companies, big corporations spend millions of dollars on industrial psychologists to tell them, what colours to merchandise with, what's going to make people respond. And sadly, everybody was following like lemmings over this climate change stuff, the woke stuff. And here we've got someone who's so strong and decisive, who we can follow, and our leaders need to have the guts to follow. We know that Dutton does. We're seeing it around the world, and it's fantastic. It's a revolution. It's overdue, and I'm just so excited about it.
I am excited about it too. And finally, Donald Trump is saying things that a lot of us have been thinking for a very long time. And what he's saying is actually no longer controversial. So I just hope Peter Dutton follows suit. Now's the time to go big and go bold because the tide is certainly turning. Now, look, Australia's top COP has acknowledged an escalation of anti-Semitism across the country. This is the AFP Commissioner, Rhys Kershaw. He's labelled anti-Semitism as a disease in our community that needs to be aggressively attacked. It comes as the Prime Minister has finally agreed to hold an emergency National Cabinet meeting to deal with it. Well, Prue, he's been dragged kicking and screaming. The time for a National Cabinet was a very long time ago. And don't forget that their special envoy for anti-Semitism recommended this weeks ago when he didn't do anything. So why now?
Well, he was dragged, as you say, kicking and screaming. What we got out of it was pathetic. A database, a record. I mean, the Jewish community, the Jewry has been, I think it's in their annual report on all anti-Semitic actions throughout the year anyway. It's not as if we need that database. What we need is not platitudes and words. We need actions. And sadly, we're still getting them. I mean, Rhys Kershaw, thank God, is saying it is a disease. But what do you do with the disease? You treat it. You don't just keep talking about the disease. And we need laws changed. I mean, they're now saying, OK, well, the various attorney generals are going to try and coordinate something. It's too little too late. This is set in now. And the fact that it's become big business where we've got people, we're saying that it could be sort of people paying by cryptocurrency these bad actors to come and commit these things. Well, this is a business now, and I don't know how we're going to turn this around.
Well, let's talk about this because that's also come from the AFP Commissioner, Rhys Kershaw, saying that the force is looking into whether overseas actors have paid local criminals using cryptocurrency, as Prue just said, to carry out these anti-Semitic attacks in Australia. Prue, I've got to say, this is a very big claim here. This is a worry. It's a big claim. Now, the Prime Minister, in my view, needs to come out and say whether or not he knew about this overseas threat, how much he knows about this threat, but more importantly, what is he actually going to do about it? Because where is it coming from? Is it coming from a terror group? Who is it? This is now dangerous.
It really is dangerous. The trouble is that anything that Albanese has to say on this topic is implausible. We know where his heart is. We know that his actions in the UN with Wong have created, given it a rubber stamp. So it's all hollow stuff, and he's behind the 8 ball. We don't trust him anymore. We know it's just platitudes. We know he's just saying what he thinks we want to hear.
Well, he walks both sides of the street on this issue. So this week people are upset. So OK, well, I better come out and say something. He is textbook. He's so predictable. And the other issue is that now we've got the Foreign Minister Penny Wong and the Attorney General Mark Dreyfus, who apparently are going to represent represent Australia at an event commemorating the liberation of Auschwitz. Now, Labor has since denied that Senator Sue Lines would lead this delegation following backlash due to her previous past horrible criticism of Israel. But in an email revealed by Sky News, it actually showed that Senator Lines had at one point been slated to head the delegation. So it just sounds, Prue, like Labor is trying to cover this up because they've been exposed.
So did Albanese blatantly lie? Or is it just him being true to form where he's never across any brief? It's all show stuff and being the nice guy and all this crap that no one's buying anymore. To think that someone did an up yours to allow this woman to even to think about this woman leading a delegation, or in fact even going on a delegation. She shouldn't be going there. And we've got
she's also a nobody. It's either the prime, it's somebody, it needs to be somebody of note within the cabinet.
Well, King Charles is going, and all these huge leaders are going. Why isn't Albanese going? But he wouldn't dare show his face because he knows that he has no credibility when it comes to anything to do with anti-Semitism with Israel. And, you know, he's just walking again, as you say, both sides of the street. Look, the quicker we're rid of this man, the better. And he's going to I think it's going to be a triumphant victory for our friend, the Liberal leader, Dutton, who for a minute I lost. And I just think, good riddance, mate, because you really have proven that you're a hollow man.
Totally, a very, very hollow, but this in particular, I mean, this is an important event that deserves a proper delegation,
well, it's
and this is the least that they can do. Well, it's
the Jewish community.
Another, exactly. Now, we've got to change pace a little bit here. We've got to take you to this. This is some of my favourite vision of the year. This is Donald Trump dancing to the YMCA while holding a prop of sorts. Have a look at this. What an absolute legend he is. And Melania got into it as well.
I know. Look, I just love the fact he's such a showman. He knows what to give people. We all want to see that. The haters will just use it against him. He doesn't care. Feed them with this stuff. So good on him. I just love it. I could watch it all the time. I just think it's so captivating to watch this guy who's really just saying, and up yours to everybody. I'm going to do what I want. I'm the boss leader.
Well, the YMCA's cool suddenly. It's got up in the charts. We love the dance, and we love the sword, quite frankly. Prue MacSween, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining me on the show this evening.